Hey, you guys, happy Sunday. Welcome in. How is everyone doing? Hey, Forgotten. Happy Sunday, honey. How are you? How are you guys doing? Y'all, I've been so busy. Lord, I'm so busy, Jesus. I've been so busy, but I'm like, let me make some time to do a quick live real quick. Hey, Angie. Welcome in, baby. Happy Sunday. Um, So I just want to touch on this topic real quick, real brief. Y'all know me, short and sweet, in and out. I know there's been a lot of buzz going on in these YouTube streets, and so I'm just gonna slide in and slide out. Okay. Hello, Free, if you in here. I don't think she's in here yet, baby. Hey, Shanta, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Matter of fact, let me text Free. Let me text her right now. Um, Thank you, SGS. Happy Sunday to you too. You're welcome, Angie. I hope you're having a great day. I know it's probably early afternoon for a lot of y'all. It is 7 p.m. here in Germany. So, like I said, I've been super busy, y'all. Like, I have so many orders that I'm trying to get out. And this week, my babies are on spring break too. So, I'm trying to do the whole mom thing and all of that. So, I just been busy. But anyway, I wanted to do this real quick. So hopefully, you guys will get something from this live. So I wanted to talk about the whole change.org piece, right? Change.org is basically this online website where you can create, a petition. 1:09 p.m. in Detroit, period. Dang, so I'm 6 hours ahead of Detroit. Okay. I'm all out of whack because of the recent time change. So I be thinking I know when people are what time it is, and then it's a whole different time. Wow, it's just 12 noon here. 12:10. Are you in California, Shanta? Or like the West Coast? I know my dad's in California. He's like 9 hours behind me. So it's still early. I love my dad so much, also. That's a struggle for me. Because I'm like, oh my God, when I'm gonna call my dad, it's still so early. So anyway, back to my topic. People sometimes use change.org for silly or trivial reasons, right? Because the platform is open to anyone who wants to create a petition, basically. And the process itself is very simple and accessible. Oh, okay, Louisiana. Really? Dang. Oh, it's okay, Central. Dang, but I thought Detroit was Central too. What time zone is Detroit, Angie? Or is Louisiana not central? I'm so discombobulated. I feel like Louisiana is central time, right? Because when I was in Texas, I used to drive over to Louisiana. Um, so anyway, with this whole change.org stuff, right? Anybody could start a petition on almost any topic, no matter how serious or trivial it is, right? Because it's open to all. And so the platform itself does not filter or judge the content of the petitions itself, right? So people are free to do petitions for whatever they want, even if it's not something, that others consider a quote unquote worthy cause. Okay, it is central. Okay, so then Detroit must not be central then. So anyway, um, some people may not fully understand that change.org is meant to be a platform for serious like activism, right? And social change. And so they may treat it like a social media platform where they share personal desires and requests or complaints, without considering like the broader implication of the petitioning, right? Like it's supposed to be a serious thing, right? And so occasionally petitions are created to draw attention to something or someone or whatever, not because there's a genuine cause behind it, but because the creator wants to create a lot of buzz or stir up a lot of controversy, about said individual or said situation. And so it can be a way to garner like social media attention or get a lot of people to notice something or someone sometimes even for the wrong reasons, right? And so some people use petitions to express, their own personal frustrations or whatever with everyday annoyances or personal issues, even if, they're not really issues that require like mass support, from the community or the world or whatever. And so they may feel like, they need to do this to feel heard or validated, but their causes may not be on the level of some, substantial petition or reason to be petitioning something, right? Like I've seen change.org petitions over silly shit, like getting a certain food item removed off in a menu or, oh, don't sell this anymore in the store, like corny shit like that, right? Hey, Amber, welcome in, baby. Happy Sunday. Detroit is Eastern, I think. No, Detroit can't. No, Detroit definitely not Eastern. No way. Let me look it up. Now I'm curious. Because Eastern time, I'm 5 hours ahead of Eastern. So right now on the East Coast, it's 2:14. I'm gonna look it up because I'm curious now. Detroit. It's a what time zone? Dang, it does say Eastern. What? Current time. That can't be right. What time zone? Oh my God, I'm so. That can't be right. I don't know then. Detroit is central, I thought. I thought so too, Amber, but somebody else was in here. Shanta is in Louisiana. She's central. And I know that's right because I used to drive to Louisiana all the time. Chicago is central. That's right by Detroit. It says Eastern, like Angie said, but I just okay, Angie said it's 12 o'clock there. Let me see what time it is in New York. Because I'm pretty sure it's 2:15 in New York. And New York is definitely Eastern. Or am I bugging? No, it's not 2:15 in New York. I'm so lost. Lord. It's 1:15 in New York. So I guess you're right. It's Eastern. I started a petition against a fuck nigga on YouTube. He's a content creator that stalks and harasses women. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Angie. It says Eastern. That's crazy. How is Detroit Eastern time? That is insane. It's 1:15 in New York. Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe it's because of the time change. Maybe because I'm like Detroit is like I just knew Detroit was like Central or maybe Mountain Standard Time or something. I know what I'm talking about. I live here. I hear you, Angie, girl. Apparently, you definitely did know what you was talking about, girl. Because Detroit is just so far from the East Coast. I just never thought. And then again, like Amber said, it's near Chicago. So that's crazy because Chicago's central. That is so crazy. Anyway, so back to what I was talking about, right? So while it may seem harmless or even funny, for people to misuse the whole change.org website for like trivial petitions or whatever, it can really dilute, not dilate, Lord. It can dilute the impact of like actual serious causes, right? Because serious social and political movements may struggle to get the actual attention they deserve when the platform is crowded with a bunch of pointless, useless, trivial, petitions that don't reflect genuine or impactful change, right? And it can lead to a situation where people begin to dismiss petitions altogether, assuming that they're all just for fun, right? And I'm not going to hold you, me personally, that's why I don't sign them. I don't sign petitions, y'all. Like, I don't care how legit it seems. I think they are a waste of time because of these reasons that I just said. Like people play with that type of stuff and then um it literally just takes away from the value or what it really truly is supposed to represent or whatever. Chicago is 12:16. New York is Eastern. So yeah, New York is definitely Eastern. But I still got my time jacked up with that. Unless did the time just recently change? Because when I was just in New York, I could have sworn I was only 5 hours ahead. Like I'm so lost. But anyway, back to what I was saying. That's why I don't sign petitions, y'all, because I just don't take them serious, right? Like I feel like it's just a big waste of time. Shout out to Voice and Value. I saw her share on her community wall the other day. Like there was another change.org petition, like 4 million signatures about trying to remove someone off of a movie, and the girl was still on the movie. You know what I'm saying? So when I see stuff like that, like to me it's just a waste of time. I mean, come on, you get 4 million signatures and like the change doesn't happen. Like that tells me like the platform itself is just not taken very seriously, right? So I feel like in a lot of cases people use it to ruffle a lot of people's feathers, to get people upset, to to cause like a bunch of uproar, and to get people bothered, especially like if it's something personal, or you're trying to draw attention to one particular person or one particular situation or whatever. I feel like it's a strategy to basically, like I said, ruffle a lot of feathers for no reason at all. And so this is why you guys have to be careful with allowing things to be thrown at you and made you feel like, oh my God, because I feel like a lot of things, even outside of this whole petition conversation, people will present things or make things look a certain way strictly to cause a lot of panic, I should say, right? Like people like creating panic. People like you know painting an illusion, basically, right? Like they like to make you think that certain things have more power or hold more weight than they actually do, and you have to be careful with that. And you got to pay attention to the facts, right? Like where in the history of America, right, have you seen somebody do a change.org petition and something major happen behind that? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that it ain't possible or whatever, but the thing here is, it's just like with anything, right? Let's use a legal process, for example, right? When it comes to legal situations, yes, for one, it's very lengthy. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. It's a pain in the ass, respectfully, right? But the thing about legal processes, right, is there are so many steps that you have to take, and all of the steps make up a piece of the puzzle, right? So same thing like with this change.org, not saying that it does not have any impact at all. It could be a piece of a puzzle, right? If you want to use, oh, I also got these signatures, in support of my cause or something like that. But that solely, y'all, holds no weight. But people will allow something as simple or as minute as that to cause all of this uproar and panic and and things like that. And this is why I tell y'all so much, like, don't believe the hype when it comes to social media, right? You got to be smart enough as an adult to do your own research, right? And find out and figure out things for yourself, because otherwise people will jerk your chain all the time and tell you a bunch of nonsense that is not even true, and now you're all bent out of shape and blown out of proportion over something that is not even the case. Shanta says, right, because the last petition I signed was important. It was to get a building named after a little boy that passed away. See, Shanta, and I feel like that would be a great and important reason to sign a petition. But I just feel like they don't even work because, like I said, you got so much of this other stuff sprinkled in. You know what I'm saying? To where people don't take it serious. And I'm gonna be real, that's kind of how I'm starting to feel about this platform, right? Because there's so much nonsense going on that people are not even taking it serious. Um, as a whole, right? Like people don't respect content creating. People don't respect people with platforms on YouTube because it's so easy for people to come on here and basically just tear each other down or try to destroy people or try to dox people or try to expose people. Like that's what it's become about, and not about actual creativity, right? People are not really digging deep and trying to get creative with information that they can bring to the platform, right? There's so many ways that you can create content, but people don't want to create content, right? Because it's easier and it's quicker to just come on here and demonize someone, and tear someone down and get a quick dollar because mad hoes link up respectfully. So if you're talking about someone I don't like, then it's easy for me to flock in there and throw you $5 or $10 while you're, and so then people are not motivated, right, to dig deep and discover their own talents, right? And so personally, this is why I've kind of pulled back. Obviously I've been very busy. Y'all know that. I've been in New York, trying to take care of my grandma, and I've just had a lot going on. Y'all know about my coworker, all of that, right? But aside from that, right, I haven't been as pressed to come on here and do content because it's become so draining, right? And it has become so discouraging because this is not what I created my platform for, right? And true enough, this is my platform, and I can, I don't have to make choices that other people make with theirs, of course, right? But my thing is when I can't speak for other people, but I know when I created my channel, right, this is not what I saw for it as far as coming on here, trying to support, but it's just constant chaos, right? And so the sad part about that is there's a lot of new YouTube creators who are creating channels. Shout out to some of you who've come in and you always support me. Some of you guys have started a channel or chose to start a channel, and it's sad because you go around to these different people's chats and things like that trying to support, and it's chaos, right? And it makes it hard for you as a new creator to even figure out what you want to do with your platform because you can't even use it as motivation because just like myself, when I created my channel, I had a vision for my channel, right? But it makes it harder because you got to pick between your vision and not being respected as a content creator because people don't respect or enjoy, or they're not entertained by the creativity. They're more entertained by the chaos. You know what I'm saying? And so it's crazy. And I know I kind of went left field here, but I'm just trying to say, like, how when you observe something and it's meant for one thing, but it's being misused for something else, it makes it harder for you to respect what your original reason was for utilizing the platform. And so that goes back to what I was saying with the whole change.org. You know what I'm saying? That platform was created for real serious, like, social activism, like social change, you know what I'm saying? Things that matter, right? Something that people really would respect. I'm pretty sure that's where the platform was created. And now, because people, want to come on and express personal grievances or make a point or, whatever, XYZ, now it's being used and abused. And so now you have people like myself and Shanta, that's saying, like, you know what, the last petition I signed was because of this, and after I saw that it didn't, what I'm saying, it didn't do what I thought it was gonna do, I'm no longer interested. And so I feel like that's kind of trickling over onto this platform because you see so much chaos, and not just in one sector, multiple. You see it all the time. It'd be nothing for me to refresh my timeline and somebody else live. I'll click in, trying to see, because I love supporting other people, especially new and upcoming creators. Like, I understand how hard it is to get watch hours. I understand how hard it is to get support and things like that because, again, people are more entertained by craziness. So when people really do come out and they put their best foot forward, and they want to show you their talent or things they know how to do, or blog about their life or whatever, I will try to support that. But people don't, they don't respect that because now there's so many people coming over onto this platform and turning it into something completely different. So it is what it is. But like I said, the whole change.org petition or whatever is supposed to be something that can help bring attention, to a cause, a issue, or an injustice that might otherwise be overlooked, right? And so by sharing the petition and gaining signatures and things like that, the campaign can spread awareness of a problem or its potential solutions and things like that, and it gets more people to recognize the issue and get involved. Like, that is what that is for. And so one of the main purposes of a change.org petition is to apply pressure, quote unquote, to, like, decision makers, like government officials, judges, police officers, businesses, organizations, all of that, right? And so by collecting a large number of signatures, like the petition organizers, which are the people who choose to, set up a petition or create a petition, can demonstrate that the public cares about whatever the issue is that they're trying to bring awareness to, and that action needs to be taken. Like those are the main reasons or purposes for a change.org petition, right? And a great example of this could be like a petition to urge a company to stop using harmful materials or chemicals in some of their products, right? Or it may call on like a government to pass a law or take action to address a specific issue like climate change or human rights, right? Some of us, or a lot of us, really enjoy a lot of true crime stories and things like that. And I have witnessed like when someone has gotten their life taken unjustly or things like that, the family may come together and create, some type of what is the word I'm looking for? Like a fund or a scholarship in their name, or sometimes they may get a street named after someone who got their life taken, or that has some type of significant something that happened and they lost their life. You know what I'm saying? Like those are great reasons to create petitions, or to draw attention to something that may be being overlooked, not petty online bullshit, respectfully. Right? Um so what's the end goal here, or what is the takeaway from this particular live, because I'm about to wrap it up. um as it pertains to this change.org petition and things like that, and the YouTube platform, YouTube is unlikely to remove a channel based solely on a petition, right? I just want to put that out there in the air, right? YouTube definitely does have strict community guidelines, that all channels are supposed to follow. And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of channels slip through the cracks. Y'all see it. It be a lot of harassment, bullying, doxing, all type of stuff. Those all go against the community guidelines. So true enough, a lot of channels do slip through the cracks, but that does not mean that the rules or the guidelines are not there, right? Um, but anyway, although those guidelines are there and people are supposed to follow them, the petitions alone do not have the authority to remove a channel, right? YouTube's decision, well, their decisions, period, are based on whether content violates their terms of service, or community guidelines. And a petition may encourage YouTube to like review a situation or a channel that has happened or whatever, but it doesn't guarantee that the platform will, take action unless there's clear violations that are found, right? I will say the lines are blurred when it comes to this platform, because a lot of things, this platform is based on content creating, right? So the lines are blurred there because people could call it a lot of different things, right? But YouTube may call it content creating, unfortunately. Even if it's harmful, even if it's harassing and things like that, YouTube itself, they're all about making their money, baby. They want to make money, they want to put their ads on your videos, and that's exactly what they're gonna do, right? When I was harassed on the platform and I reached out to YouTube, pretty much in a nutshell, they told me, all we can tell you is we recommend you seek legal advice, because they don't want to get involved when it comes to legalities of things that are happening on people's channels, right? So I would encourage all of you as content creators, supporters, whatever it is your role is here on, hey sis, on the platform, right, is to figure out what your rights are and if they're being violated. And if they are, then you need to exercise your rights and do what you have to do for you. But as far as this platform, unfortunately, it is not very protective of things like that. And so scare tactics like signing petitions and all that other, like that stuff is all useless, y'all. It is pointless. It's a waste of time. Um, and yeah, like when it comes to this type of stuff, you have to protect yourself legally, and that's whether you're on the giving or receiving end of things that are happening online, right? Petitions can be like a part of a broader strategy. Like I said before, it could be a step in a process, but that solely holds no weight, right? It can help highlight an issue, but YouTube's moderation system relies heavily on reported violations and compliance when it comes to its terms and all of that type of stuff. And then last but not least, I want to say this: just because someone disagrees with a channel or dislikes the content, it doesn't mean that the channel is violating guidelines, y'all. If a channel is not breaking the YouTube's rules or whatever, a petition alone will likely, it won't likely, I should say, result in somebody's channel being removed or them being removed off the platform and all of that. There are ways to get people removed off of social media, but I promise you, it's not a one man show. It's not a one man show, y'all, and it definitely takes a lot of time. I posted on my community wall, I think last week sometimes, about how the wheels of justice turn very slowly. Like, that's a fact. I'm telling you now, you have to be very patient when it comes to the legal system and things like that. And so all you can really do is be someone who is proactive about, taking notes, or keeping receipts, I should say, as it pertains to things pertaining to you personally and or your platform, right? I would also suggest that you guys do your homework and your research so that you're able to protect yourself, your name, and your brand. Because I promise you, if people can, they will tear it down and destroy it, right? Um, but at the end of the day, y'all, don't believe the hype. Those change.org petitions, unfortunately, they don't really matter, y'all. I am so sorry to inform you, they really don't matter in a lot of situations. They can be helpful, like I said, as a piece of the puzzle, but overall, they're not a lot of help. So, hey, Miss White, welcome in, baby. Happy Sunday. You just missed me. I'm about to jump. I just wanted to do a quick live, real quick, y'all, because I hadn't been on in a couple days. I'm gonna try and come back live tomorrow. Like I said, I've been so busy, y'all. So busy. But I did want to come and engage with you guys a little bit. Like I told you guys before, my page is in good standing right now. I am just patiently waiting to hit my watch hours. Unfortunately, YouTube is 5 days behind, y'all, and calculating watch hours. So for right now, my watch hours are only caught up until I think March 25th or something crazy like that. So I'm pretty sure I've hit the watch hours, but it takes, like I said, 5 days. YouTube is 5 days behind in keeping all of the analytics and stuff current, and so frustrating. That just goes to show you how big this platform has become or whatever. And so maybe they just can't keep up. So I think I've hit my watch hours, but I guess we won't know for 5 more days. So with that being said, I will just continue to do my content and post, whatever I'm going to post, and come live whenever I'm going to come live. But at any rate, sorry, this one is super short, you guys. I just wanted to get to the point and jump up off of here. Um, like I stated before, I don't have a lot of energy for the platform anymore, to be real. I'm trying to stay motivated, but child, the struggle is real. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, I'm so blessed that I don't need this like some people do, or to the extent that some people do. So, I just been really trying to focus on the things that matter in my real life, like my family and my kids, and things like that, my health and all of that. So, um, anyway, thank you guys so much for coming through. Again, I apologize for such a short live, but I hope you were able to get something out of it. And I will catch you guys on my next one. You guys have an amazing rest of your Sunday.